So this is it, the brand new Kurzweil PC4 performance controller, synthesizer, workstation, stage piano, maybe even a stage piano. So it's kind of a successor of the PC3 and of the Forte SE maybe. So it has the big display from the Forte, in contrary to the Forte SE and the PC3, of course, you get something new. You have the 9 knobs here, 9 knobs, 9 sliders and 9 buttons. So this is really amazing. A lot of controls you get, in contrary to the Forte or the PC3. It comes with a Medley keypad. It's 88 keys, weighted hammer action. I would consider it to be on the light side, maybe a bit more sluggish than the Fatar TP40 on the Forte or on the PC3X or PC3K8. So it's more on the Rhodes side, not on the piano side, but it's definitely a piano hammer action. It is playable, but of course it's a compromise for the price tag and for the weight. And the weight is insane. I can lift it on the side with my little finger, no problem at all. So it's 13 kilograms, which is like 27 pounds or something, 26, 27 pounds. And this is really, really, really great for an 88 key hammer action workstation. Amazing. There are rubber buttons, which are new. Some like them, some prefer the sticky ones, the old ones. I don't care actually. They do what they shall do and it's okay. They are in blue lights, as you see. Everything is kind of blue. And in multi-mode, you can see they're like violet. So when they're violet, they act like a mute zone. So that's kind of cool. If you set up any of those buttons to mute the zone, then it will be violet and not blue. Otherwise, it's pretty familiar. Program mode, multi-mode, song mode, which is not hidden in global like on the Forte, and the storage mode went to global mode here, file. So I think that makes sense. Song should be a mode. Storage can be in global, no problem. Everything else is like familiar. Channel track, save, edit button, exit, the whole transport section, category section, also acts as a numpad and acts for the favorites to switch those. So let's have a quick look at the FM engine. It's just the FM template 2043. And here you have the new menus. So the first is FM main. You have all the algorithms from the famous FM synthesizer. 6 operators with level, mode, ratio or fixed frequency, and the envelope for this operator. You have for every operator various options. The waveforms, so they can be sine, sawtooth and triangle. The input source, so you can have the key map from this layer, so you can have key maps, samples and FM working together in a single layer. But you can also have alternate input, which you will set up here. Then there are various other options for each of the 6 operators, like detune, key velocity, sensitivity, key rate scaling, the breakpoint, all of these original parameters, and you have here level and frequency of the operator can be modulated in VAST style. So with all of our modulation sources level, and the second one with the depth control, both for level and frequency. That's really cool. Next is the FM layer. So you can have feedback, layer detune, oscillator key sync. So also here you can have free running oscillators, which is also new on OS4 and on the PC4. So any oscillator, any VA oscillator can be set to be free running. So there's the amp mod depth, pitch mod depth, the LFO for the modulation, speed, shape, delay, and so on, and mod wheel pressure, modulation of pitch and amp. Also the pitch envelope generator is here. FM amp, FM output, and pan for this FM layer. Then there are our standard West envelopes, the FM input, which is new, where you set up the source layer, and you can have key map levels, key map pitch modulated here in VAST style. So there's really a lot going on in this FM engine. It's really, really cool. Standard LFO ESR fonts. Here, new layer, duplicate layer, input layer, and delete layer. Input layer is cool. You have here an overview of the layers from the program. That's cool. So if you want to import it, you see it, what's going on there. Recently you only had layer 1, didn't know what's happening there. So that's a little info. Delete layer. Compare, solo layer, mute layer, really cool. Effects bypass. New FM layer, new parameter, we had that, and delete the program. This is common from the Forte. Parameters, effects, layer effects if used, the common page, the key map page, the layer for key map, ARP, and the CC sequencer. So this is the FM engine. It's really deep. You can do a lot of stuff. You can modulate the operators with samples. You can send the FM layer to standard VAST layers. So vice versa is possible. You can have samples and FM in a single layer, which is really cool. And you can do really crazy stuff with the modulation on very, very much levels of the engine. Let's just import some FM sounds from sysx files. I just downloaded some files, put it onto the USB stick here on the backside. Then let's go to the file, load, and let's import this one. We fill it, and it loads to programs just from the sysx file. Very easy. Those are on the very back side of the MISC, and here they go. Let's have a listen. Flute. The harp C. Note, this is from the new FM engine. So it directly imported the sysx sounds with all the parameters. String ensemble. Brass horns.
The E-piano. This is all without any effects or something. The piano. Clap. Harp. Now to some tubular stuff. Let's add some reverb. I mentioned that all the sysx files by standard have this effects chain here. It doesn't affect the sound whatsoever, so I just put it away. And also this reverb, and it's already programmed for the standard 3 controllers here. So on off for the reverb. Let's put it in, and the now is the knob, the reverb time. So let's just have a listen. And now let's do a longer reverb, like maximum. Let's go back to the E-piano and try the reverb here too. So that's how you import sysx files directly into the PC4 or into the Forte soon. So it's pretty easy. It creates a program for any FM sound in sysx format you import just right from the USB stick in the keyboard. Very easy, cool. We will look on the CC sequencer, which is new to the PC4 and to the Forte OS 4.0, which will come soon. So let's have a look. Here is the menu for the CC sequencer. The number of steps, the note value, let's do an 8. The sync free running, every node or all keys up. Let's do every node. MIDI destination for this zone, for the whole program, or for our MIDI. So the sequence, so you have 4 sequences which can target different MIDI CCs. The first one is on the filter frequency here. The scale and the add, just usual. The sequence state, so you can put it to on and off. So this means this sequences, see, sequence 2 is off. The scale mod and the add mod, so you can modulate this with controllers. Then you have modes. User is like, you can define the value of the steps manually, and then you have like presets, which is really cool. So you have just random in between the values of 32 and 96, and even more narrow, a random ramp up, random ramp down, a ramp up, a ramp up very narrow with randoms, not so narrow, ramp down, the same here, triangle, always with randoms. So this is really cool. So this is just the user steps, and it sounds like this. Let's just enable it. That's it. And now random. No programming whatsoever. Random in the narrow. Even more narrow. Random with ramp up. The same down. A real ramp up. Can enlarge this now, let's say to 32 steps. With a bit of randomization. And so on. This is really, really cool. A great CC sequencer. We can just let's use the narrow random and the second sequence for the resonance, and use just the random. So it's on the first lane, it alters the filter frequency, on the second lane the resonance, and you have all the destinations here to control with the CC sequencer. And you have 4 sequences per program. It's really cool, in addition to the standard ARP. So that's the CC sequencer. It's pretty straightforward, easy to use, and it expands the vast synthesis a lot, I think. So it will help to create modulation sounds, to create like soundscapes very easily, and to create rhythm patches, rhythm patterns on the synthesis level. So a very nice addition, coming soon to the Forte as well, here on the Kurzweil PC4.